Hello everybody and welcome back to Bazzar Repairs and Reviews. I had to really do a good intro because what I have right here is pretty much pure gold. This, my friends, is the Tesla Combo 1 CCS adapter. And this thing can only be found in South Korea. Yeah, South Korea. So, basically what this item does is allows you to DC fast charge at non-Tesla supercharging stations. And more on that later. But this thing is pretty hard to get. You actually got to go through a company in South Korea, pay about $300, and they'll ship it to you in about 2 weeks. Really good service, really good company. So I just want to get this thing unboxed. I'm going to go through everything with you guys, how to use it, and I'm going to test it out at a couple different stations like Electrify America and ChargePoint and see what kind of speeds I can get off this thing. But first things first, let's get it unboxed. Okay, so we got a thank you card from the company there at the bottom left hand corner of where I got it from. I'll put the link in the description to where to what website I got it from. Okay, then we'll just have the little plastic cover in and we'll get that off. And this thing weighs, this box is pretty heavy. It almost feels like about 5 pounds or so. So you can tell this thing is pretty beefy. Okay, and there you have it, the CCS Combo 1 adapter. Really good packaging, really nice. Looks good, shows the little logo of it there. And you can see this thing is pretty big. Okay, let's get it unwrapped and take it out. Okay, and wow, look at that. This thing is huge. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm getting jacked into the flux capacitor here. This thing is massive. Wow. Bigger than I thought, and heavier as well. Almost feels about 4 or 5 pounds. Incredible. I like the look of it. It's obviously not as sleek as the Tesla connector, but the size of it, it looks serious. Feels like a little plastic actuator at the top there. Moves back and forth. The thing is gorgeous. Build quality feels really good. Let's see if there's anything else in the box. I might need to buy a holding carrying case for this thing. It's just that nice. Alright, let's pick it up again and see if there's anything else that I missed. It's pretty straightforward. Really good build quality. Yeah, looks pretty good.
Alright, so before we do an actual test, let's just make sure that it fits and that this isn't some knockoff. It fits and it's very snug. It was not an easy fit. So it goes in. See this little item here that just kind of retracts, so I guess it knows it's there. And so when the device unlocks, it probably presses on that or uses it as a type of a sensor actuator. Alright, so I just want to do a little size comparison with the J1772 connector in comparison to the CCS Combo 1 adapter. So definitely a lot bigger, weighs a lot more. But quality-wise, 10 out of 10 feels really good.
Okay, so before you go ahead and try to order one of these adapters, you're going to want to make sure that your car actually supports it. And apparently in the future, there will be a retrofit for cars that don't support it, but for now, you're going to want to make sure that your car does support this adapter. So on the bottom left-hand corner, just tap the car icon, and that's going to bring up the menu. So just go ahead and press that, and then go to software, and then additional vehicle information, And then right on the top there, it'll say CCS adapter support enabled. Okay, so if it says not enabled, I would not buy this at this time, but there will be a retrofit for you later. Alright, so now it's time to test out the CCS Combo 1 adapter. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to start off a little slow. And I pulled up to a charge point 62 kilowatt station. And I put on the CCS adapter backwards. So just get it clicked in, and you just put it right into your Tesla. It fits very snug. Now, I did not precondition for this one. I just wanted to test the speeds and see how fast it got up to 52 kilowatts. And it got up there within just a minute or two. I was driving for about an hour. So I connected my wallet to the charge point. And as you can see here, it already started charging right away. You see, this is a 62 kilowatt hour station. So not that fast, but still pretty decent. As you can see, I have 75 miles. It would only be 55 minutes sitting there to get to a full charge. So not too bad. You know, if there's a McDonald's or some shopping around, you go and do a little shopping, come back after 20-30 minutes, you'll get a decent charge. So it's pretty good. Now, when I go to the Electrify America station, I will precondition to see if I can get some really fast speeds. But for this one, it's almost not that necessary. Alright, so that's the speed, 54 kilowatt hours. Let's go make our way to an Electrify America and see what we can get over there. Okay, so we're driving on autopilot. I got battery down to about 73 miles. So we are going to be visiting an Electrify America station. Hopefully it's got a pretty decent kilowatt hour. So what we're going to do now is try to precondition the battery. So we're just going to navigate to a nearby supercharger, which there's one in Santa Clarita here. So this will start to precondition the battery. Even though we're not going to be stopping at the Tesla station, we'll be stopping at the Electrify America, but hopefully the battery will be preconditioned by then. And hopefully when these CCS adapters are released in the US, you'll be able to precondition your battery automatically at some of these other stations. But until then, we'll just use this hack. Alright, I'll see you at the station. Okay, so my first Electrify America station had 4 broken stalls and 3 of them were in use. So I had to drive another 30 minutes down to Burbank, and I actually found this station which had plenty of stalls available. That actually it seemed like all of them were working at the moment, so that's actually surprising, but it's good to see. And you can actually see that there was a decent amount of cars charging next to me. Okay, so let's go into the car now and I'll show you what kilowatts I'm pulling. This is a 150 kilowatt station, so let's see what the car is actually pulling from the CCS port. Alrighty, so on the top left hand corner there you see 133 kilowatts that it's pulling, which is pretty good. I got 35 minutes remaining on my battery and I'm about probably just a little below 20%. So this is a long range Model Y, so full charge would be 330. I have it set to 290 for daily trips, so that's cool. 35 minutes, not bad at all for a full charge. Cannot complain about that. I also have no complaints with the CCS port. The adapter works great, and the chargers work great when they work. But as you all probably know, that's the problem. These chargers just don't work about half the time, if not less than that. Sometimes you pull up, they're working, sometimes they're not. And that's just not something I could depend on, especially on road trips. I have kids, and I cannot, trust a car. Not necessarily the car, but the infrastructure if it's just not working. So with that said, I cannot recommend any other car for road trips other than a Tesla. Their infrastructure is solid. Every time I've pulled up to one, they work perfectly fine. Here's some footage of me pulling up to an EVgo station that both units were broken as well. The screen was completely off. Both units did not work at all. And as I said before, this is really, really concerning to me. But hopefully everything does get better. And now on to my final thoughts. So let's give you guys my final thoughts on the CCS port, and we will end the video. Alright, so now let's go over some of the pros and cons. So the obvious pro is that you're able to fast charge at non-Tesla charging stations, which is huge. It gives you just an opportunity to charge almost everywhere. With having the J1772, the CCS, and your Tesla, this opens up pretty much everything to you. So, I mean, I don't know what more you'd want. It's also universally accepted standard throughout the world, and it supports up to 350 kilowatt hours if your car can accept it, which Teslas don't at the moment. Alright, now some of the cons. This thing is expensive. It cost me about $300 to get this thing from Korea, and it's not even available in the United States right now. Charging stations need to be better maintained and serviced. They're broken, but it will get better with time. The device is pretty big and it is a little heavy, so you might want to buy a carry-in case for it. And you do need to have your CCS enabled in your car. Some Teslas don't have that, and you would have to get a retrofit that's not even available right now. So make sure that's enabled before you buy this device. One other last note I want to show you guys is this little actuator here. It's a little plastic piece that I'm showing you here. Just be careful with that. It seems like this thing could break if you just throw it in your car. So you might want to buy a carrying case for it. Okay, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Sorry it was so long, guys. I'll try to make another couple videos for this port. I do have one other one I want to do that I have in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.